found a oil puddle on my QX56 in the driveway, and upon looking, I found like the power steering was leaking. The hose here. See, that goes all the way down to that rail and then comes up right here. So no big deal. I already got the hose. Got the factory part from Nissan. 49725-7 SAM004 is the part number. So same part from Nissan Infiniti. And it's probably all I'm gonna need here. Just to take those the ties for the hose. Got my thermometer for some other procedures, some engine degreaser to clean up that mess. Now the manual doesn't say what fluid goes in here. Just say Nissan power steering fluid or equivalent. Most people are showing it's just Dextron. So that's it right here for power steering. No fluid names. I find that very strange. But we got the temperatures for the reservoir, and then there's procedures when bleeding. It got to be at specific temperatures. I'll get that information when I get to that point. But that's what I got the thermostat for. But otherwise, it should be straightforward. Now, while I was looking under the vehicle, I did notice it looks like an oil cylinder is leaking as well. It's not the filter. I don't know how long that's been leaking because it's been pretty dry under there. Well, you can see some blowback. So I guess that's next on my list. I'll get this power steering done first and get all this cleaned up. I'm sorry if that video went upside down, but I'm upside down on the ground. I think what I'm gonna do is take that cable off from the bottom right there, and let whatever fluid drain out into the catch can I'm about to put under, and then take this reservoir off and give it a good cleaning. Looks like it just slides out right here, so I'm just gonna have to take this hose off as well. So take the hose out from the bottom, let it drain out. Take this off, clean it up. Put some rags over here, try to keep my belts from getting oily. And then put the new hose on. So bear with me, I'll be right back. Going to snap that hose off the bottom. Matter of fact, let me get a light on there. As you see, that's the point right there that I'm going after. You see? So I'm gonna take that off, let it drain, and then clean up the bottle. Spray some degreaser down, let it soak in while I clean this bottle up. Refill it with some Dextron 3. Be right back. So I did move the clamp up on the hose so I can pull it off. But it looks like I was pulling the metal part there in front of the hose I ain't want to like bend it or, you know, force it up. So I tied a zip tie over that. So I put a zip tie around, and it's around the hose too, just to keep it from coming up when I pull. And also, if you have problems with the clamp, you can move your wheel a bit and get through right here. And reduce this. You can see that zip tie. And right there, you can see that hose. There it is. So I got it over on that metal piece there, so it's not pulling on anything while I pull that hose up from above. Alright, so I'll go ahead and give it a whirl. Get the hose off. Alright, hose is off. Fluid is draining out of there. And just open that up, let some air through there. Alright, so I moved the clamp down here. And this hose actually was moving back and forth with the clamp up high. So I don't know if that was a problem with the hose or if this clamp here is worn. Does anybody know, do these wear out to where the tension is not putting enough on the hose? Because I don't know if these are worn and then my hose was good, but yeah, I've never seen one of these wear out, honestly. And so this was actually wiggling while this was all the way up, so it was very strange. Never had that before, but kind of makes me wonder if make sure you guys can see what's going on here. I'm just pulling this hose down. Just that a bit here. Yeah, let me put my phone down and take this hose off. Fun times. Alright, so we got the hose off. It's a bit of fluid. Not much, but it wasn't too messy. I'm gonna call it on the pan anyway. Yeah, does anybody know if these wear out? It's very interesting. But that's off. Nothing came out the reservoir. I guess when I pulled it off the bottom, it all came out. So it's just some cleanup to do down here, and then let's clean this bottle up here. So that's where we're at. You can see that line right there. It's not leaking anything either, so, or maybe it is. I can see the water moving right there, the fluid right behind that black hose. So maybe it's drizzling a bit. I don't see nothing dripping off the bottom though. I want to clean this bottle up, so I'm gonna have to disconnect this hose right here and go ahead and get this pulled off. So I'll go ahead and do that. Spray some engine degreaser down there. Put the new hose on. Connect it and put this bottle back in, fill it up, start the bleeding process. So I'll be right back with that. Most likely everything be back together by the time I restart this video. Sorry I cannot film and work this at the same time, but it's pretty simple. And just a tip, if the hose is really giving you a big problem and you're replacing it, feel free to just slice it with a razor blade, and that'll help loosen it up. That's what I ended up doing on the bottom, just so I don't be causing any problems down there, although I zip tied that metal down. But yeah, I wasn't using the hose, so it doesn't matter. I'll be back. Yeah, I don't know if I trust these enough to put on the new hose, so I think I'm gonna use these right here that I have. I mean, I hate to put these hoses back on and then it leaks. Then I gotta pull the hose off just to put these clamps on. So I guess I'm just gonna set these on the side. I just don't want to go through that effort again, especially pulling the hose off. It's a lot of work involved. I did move the bracket down on this hose. This pulls right up. See, that's it. So I'm gonna put the new hose on the bottom first before I spray degreaser. I don't want to get anything in the metal line while I'm spraying. But I'm gonna clean this bottle up and get it dried up, and then put that hose on at the bottom. I'll probably go through the wheel well like I showed you to tighten up the clamp, and then just get everything back connected. Go through the bleeding procedure. I'll be back. All right, so everything cleaned up there. Wipe that hose off there. Got my cleaned bottle in my power steering reservoir. Still dripping fluid. I don't know how, I just cleaned it and nothing was dripping out of it. I didn't get in the inside or anything. I don't want to contaminate it, but did get the outside and the cap. So that's what we're finna do with that one. Gonna go ahead and put this back together, put this hose on, put that bottom hose on, and keep it moving. We got the bottle back on, the hose is connected. I did spray it down already with the engine degreaser. The bottom hose. And it's all connected there. I removed the zip tie. I put some power steering fluid in there already, some Dextron 3, Mercon. I filled it to the cold max wind, and it has went down a little bit. It's now down to the cold minimum. So the procedure says to start it up, turn the wheel lock to lock for 5 seconds on each lock. Do not go over 10 seconds, could cause damage to O-rings and pumps. That's from the shop manual. Also says to check it while it was, I believe, 120, oh, just turned off. 122 to 176 Fahrenheit there. 122 to 176 Fahrenheit, the fluid temperature when you're checking. And check for leaks at the same time. Do not allow the bottle to go below the minimum. So let's go ahead and get it started up. Alright, and the bottle's already sucking up fluid there close to the minimum, so I'm gonna go ahead and add. You hear that noise? I think it's one of my actuators going out for the door blends. You know, common problem. But I'll trace that down some other day. Let me pour this in here real quick. I gotta concentrate on pouring, so give me 1 second. My phone here. All right, let me start it up, start turning the wheel lock to lock. Check my reservoir real quick. Yeah, I can feel power steering already. Feeling good. Fluid still high in the bottle. So I'm gonna keep doing that back to back. And if I need to siphon some out, I'll go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna wait for it to heat up as well. .92 degrees was the max read on that, so it's got to warm up. So I'm gonna just keep doing this until I'm at the operating temperature. I don't think anything's leaking there. hoses in the way, but looks pretty good. I don't see no leaks. So I'll do this for a while, and I'll get right back to you. All right, we're back. Uh, 124, so that's about right. And my fluid is on max hot, so I don't know if I need to take something out of there. I mean, it's at that temperature, so I'll leave it for now, see if it goes over that. I did clean down the engine. Let me shut this off. Yeah, I dread having to do that door. I don't know where it's going to be at, but that's going to be fun. So, I'll grab my flashlight here. I don't see no seepage coming from that top hose. That's good. Bottom hose is dry. See if I can get a good view of that. The engine is hot now. So that's the connector right there. Got a hose in the way, but it is dry. Cleaned up the grease. Washed everything down. Gonna keep my eye on this. See what's going on with that leak. Washed all that down, cleaned all that runoff off, so good to go. Let's see. Looks like I need to get this area right here. I didn't want to get my alternator wet, so I got missed, but we'll get in there with some degreaser. Get all of this cleaned up. It is not leaking from my oil filter, so very interested. Nice and clean there. There goes the line. It's dry. So that's it for that power steering. I'll keep an eye on my reservoir, see if it gets too high. I'll pull some fluid out of there. But looking in that oil sending unit, make sure it's no problem. Consider this one job complete. So again, that Nissan part number, hose return power steering, works for Infiniti. And I want to say that I got different prices when I was quoted from the dealer. So you might want to check more than one dealer on those prices. And I mean, it was over a $20 difference at some places, the dealer. So like, keep your eye out on that. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps somebody.